Hey guys, this is Kamil in the third part of the video about how to become financially independent in 3 to 10 years or 5 to 10 years, even if you don't make a lot of money, even if you are broke, even if you are not educated, simply by following simple principles and strategies proven over thousands of years and used by rich and the super rich to create and preserve wealth. So in this video we are going to address how those rules that have been in use, those principles for thousands of years, how do they apply in the current reality? Because obviously we have a very specific, so to say, situation today. We've got some turbulent times ahead, you know. If you look at the markets, if you study them a little bit, not even in detail but a little bit, you can see that actually we're going for a lot of trouble in the world. The Eurozone is close to collapse, the US dollar is close to collapse, Japan is going bankrupt almost, and politicians might be saying, oh yeah, we are coming out of the recession and we've got some growth, but that's not really the whole truth. They are telling you only the part that looks optimistic, but really if you look a bit deeper you will see it's not. So how does that apply? Well, the 10% rule, so a part of all you earn is yours to keep. That rules always apply, irrespectively of times. As long as we have money, as long as we have some financial system in place and you need money to survive, so to say, this applies. So as long as monetary systems are in place, this applies. So save 10%, at least 10%, because that builds your commitment to wealth, focuses you on creating wealth, focuses on your cutting down your expenses and automatically applying basic principles of economy. That also gives you emotional stability, and your emotional stability, the bigger it is, the better decisions you can take, because simply you are more emotionally stable and you can take your time thinking things over, examining things. You don't need to rush, and if you don't rush, there is much lesser probability of you making investment mistakes. So those things apply. However, what follows after this, so how you invest, what to invest in, obviously it changes all the time depending on the current situation in the world. And now we have this very interesting times when you have we had a recession starting in 2007. Now it's the end of 2014 and everybody is saying, yeah, the recession is kind of over, we are recovering. But we know from many other experts that that's just the beginning. There is another recession coming which will be much, much bigger. So the Eurozone is likely to collapse. The dollar is likely to collapse. How? Well, the Americans have been printing lots of money. They call it quantitative easing, you know, to give it a nice name. But really what they're doing, printing lots of money. And they've been printing money like this for many years. And then recently they started printing like this. And if you analyze the markets, the history, you will see that the moment somebody starts printing money, that's the moment when hyperinflation goes the same way and everything loses momentum, loses value, and we're going for a depression or big collapse. Eurozone again, now there are plans to actually start printing money to do the bailouts of various countries like Italy, Spain, Portugal. Many countries in Eurozone, they are actually close to the fall. And some people say it's because the Eurozone hasn't been designed as it should be. You know, the guy who designed it made it clear it needs to be this way, and someone against his recommendations made some changes. So at least that's what I've heard. Anyway, difficult times ahead. Prepare yourself. I'm not saying that there will be some doom and gloom. I don't know. Nobody knows. But if we look at what has happened historically for over the last 50 years, 100 years, 500 years, 5,000 years, we can see trends in the markets, and they've been the same. The same laws have applied invariably. So we have all the reasons to believe the same laws will apply nowadays. And now we're even in a greater problem, because now people just print the money. The central banks print the money and there is no one stopping them, because what they do, they basically type the numbers in the computers and suddenly there is $5 trillion more in circulation. And because of that, our savings lose money. So what's happening now in the UK? There are over 800 saving schemes, and none of them is actually making any money. They all lose money if we take inflation into the account. And once that quantitative easing that's happening in the US and soon in Eurozone starts having its effects on the market, the inflation will go high as well at the same rate. So we can expect hyperinflation. So money in the savings will not be that safe, because you will need to start looking for ways where to put your money to protect it against inflation. Also, we've seen this in Cyprus, government confiscating people's savings, 10% or sometimes even more, just like this, without any warning. Banks closed, thank you for your savings, we'll take it. Same thing might happen all over the world. Don't think that if you live in the US, Canada, Norway or UK, you are safe. Maybe you are, maybe you're not, I don't know. But you need to protect yourself against this. So how do we protect ourselves in those times? Again, by educating yourself. There are so many brilliant films on YouTube, for example, that are made by experts with lots of background data, historical data, so they explain how that works, and they explain it in kind of clear language that most of you will be able to understand. For example, do you understand the difference between real money, which is gold and silver, and so-called currency, so things that we carry every day in our pockets, you know, like coins and banknotes, and real money, which has always been gold and silver. I have a silver coin here. So it's important that you understand the difference. So Mike Maloney is the guy who made brilliant series of videos, Hidden Secrets of Money. It's three videos, and actually I think even four videos, sorry, I think there is the fourth one, which is kind of an add-on. But there are at least the first three videos, you need to watch them to educate yourself, to understand crucial difference between the money and currency, and what the banks are doing, what central banks are doing to kind of, Mike Maloney calls it clearly, to what they're doing to scam us, you know, to steal our money. Now you watch it and you decide if it's scamming or what you want to call it, or if it's legitimate. I think it's absolutely immoral what they are doing, but I'm leaving the assessment of this to you. And what you need to do is not to panic, but simply realize, oh my God, this is happening, what can I do now? How will I direct my savings? So one of the options that Mike Maloney and many other experts recommend is actually buying gold and silver. This is real money. Now, I'm not saying that spend all your savings on gold and silver. No, remember the golden principle, do not put all the eggs in one basket, you know, so buy maybe, I don't know, use 20% of your savings to buy silver and gold. Now, how much silver is how much gold? Some people say 80% of silver, and 20% of gold, simply because silver is at a very low price now and gold is at quite high price, you know, so it makes more sense to buy more silver, and I believe the same. But others say, well, still, just in case, I'm buying 50-50, 50% of gold, 50% of silver for the money that I have. So I spend, if I have $2,000, for 1,000 I buy gold, and for 1,000 I buy silver. And obviously you buy much more silver than gold for the same money. Now, what I'm doing as well, I'm creating my financial independence by creating residual income with this company called International Silver Network, that also happens to be dealing with silver coins, and not only with bullion coins, but also with numismatic, collectible coins, government printed, not printed, government minted coins. You can't print those, you need to mint them. This is real silver, so it's a coin like this put in a box and graded by a professional company. That's another option for you to consider. And if you want to find out more, contact me. I'll be happy to work with you. If you join ISN with me, I will be happy to personally educate you more and give you guidance in building the future. So that's the benefit for you for working with me. I will benefit from working with you. You will benefit from working with me. What else? Have we covered everything? So I think so. So we talked about a part of all you earn is yours. That still applies. We've got recession now. There is inflation to take into consideration. The recession is coming. We've got quantitative easing happening in the USA, and now is going to start in the Eurozone as well. Confiscation of savings in Cyprus, and I think a few other places in the world possibly as well. Savings lose money now all the time, at least in the UK, and I'm sure in most places, if not all over the world, this is the case at the moment. Silver and gold investment, silver and gold always being real money, while fake money, the currency, being in circulation since 1971. It's been done in stages, but 1971, that was the last stage when the dollar was disconnected from gold. And because all other currencies are connected to the dollar, it all went. And from that moment on, the currencies are not backed by anything other than a government's promise or the central bank's promise. And if you have a banknote with you, what I want you to do, oh, I don't have a banknote with me, that is a shame. Take a banknote and have a look at it, and you will see a small print that says, I promise the bearer to pay on demand the sum of, and it might say $20 or £20, and it doesn't say 20 pounds of silver or 20 pounds of gold, it just say 20 pounds. So what that means, that this is not, the banknote that you have in your pocket is not really pounds, this is simply a promissory note. So that should give you a clue. And this education you need to have if you're thinking about building your financial independence. And it's not even if you want to be a millionaire, but simply if you want to have a decent life. You need to understand that. You need to have that education to protect yourself against what's coming, and to apply the wealth preservation principle that Warren Buffett summarized so greatly. Rule number 1, do not lose money. Rule number 2, look at rule number 1. Simple as that. So I trust that was helpful for you, and please leave me comments. There will be links under this video to all those resources I mentioned, or most of them. So please check out the links. Click that like button. Come on. I think I've earned it. I put a lot of effort into that. So click that like button, subscribe if you haven't done it. And for God's sake, share my videos with other people, because they really deserve to learn what you have learned, you know. So thank you again, and see you in some next videos sometime soon. And again, I promise all the videos will have a lot of value, and you will like them, and your friends will like them or love them as well. Thanks again. Take care.